Hey friends, I just got out of the film The Sound of Freedom. I wanted to take a minute to talk about it. I don't typically do something like this, but the movie really kind of moved me. Now, some of you may know I'm a therapist. I've worked in the field of psychotherapy for over 25 years, and during that time I've certainly worked with some people who have been on the right side of the law and do their best to try to investigate issues of human trafficking. And I've had the opportunity to work with a few people who are victims of human trafficking a few times. It is something that causes unspeakable trauma and damage. And this is a really important movie, and it bothers me a lot how much Hollywood really suppressed this, and even large social media companies are suppressing people who are trying to promote this. I know on one of the social medias that I use, I did a post about it, encouraging people to go see this film, and the social media unexpectedly took it down, and I've heard of other people having this issue. Disney sat on this movie for several years, not wanting to release it, and they finally sold the rights to Angel Studios to promote it. And while I was in there, one of the things that I took notice of is that none of the major Hollywood companies out there wanted to buy trailer space, if you know what I mean, like they show previews and trailers usually before the film. No companies would actually put money on top of this, and several streaming services have already said they will not carry the film. So the question you should be asking yourself is, why is Hollywood so against getting this true story out there? This is a true story about Homeland Security Tim Ballard. This is a hero who went on a mission. He left his job and went on a mission to save children from human trafficking. Now, it's 2023, and there's actually more human slavery going on in the world right now than when slavery was legal. And a lot of it is in the United States. So what can you do to help? Well, number one, go see this movie. Tell people to go see this movie. You can buy a ticket for somebody who can't afford it. And it's really important to do that because we don't know at this time if any streaming services will pick this up. But you should get on social media, get on Twitter, get on Threads, and put pressure on these companies for one of these streaming services to please pick this movie up so that people who can't get to the theaters can see this really important film. The actors did a great job. The kids in the movie did a great job. If you're worried about being exposed to trauma imagery, I will tell you that what you'll see when you go to see this movie is you're not going to see any kids being hurt. There's one, I think, slap scene, and then there's some scenes where people are kind of grabbing the kids and pushing them and things like that. But you're not going to see anything like that's going to get stuck in your head too bad. There's a lot of innuendo. You'll see a person, a creepy pedophile, walk into the room with one of these kids, and then it'll cut out or the door closes or whatever, so you kind of know what's going on. So you're not gonna get traumatized. It is sad, but you're not gonna have nightmares from this movie or anything like that if you're worried about that. It's a really important film. Please go see it. Please go see it. And then let's get some pressure on these streaming services. Somebody needs to pick this film up. Somebody needs to ask Disney why they didn't release this movie, why they sat on it for several years. Somebody needs to ask these social media companies why they're so afraid of people promoting this film, right? And you can buy tickets for people, like I said, if you want to do that. And what else can you do? So when you're traveling, right? So y'all know I like to do a lot of traveling. We can keep our eyes open, right? When you're in the airport, look out for kids that are in distress. Look out for kids that are in distress at truck stops and rest stops along the road, things like that. If you work in the shipping industry, pay attention to what's going on. Take that little extra effort to just kind of walk around the ship, listen to the containers and things like that. And unfortunately, that's sometimes how it's happened. A lot of it happens on trucks too that are moving across the country and things like that. So pay attention, keep your eyes open. Don't be afraid to be that person who calls 911 and says, hey, can you just please come check this out? Worst case scenario, you slightly inconvenience somebody. Best case scenario, you might save a life. So I hope this hits home for you all. Please go out and see this movie. Don't ignore it. It's really important. And you know that I love you. Keep planting your seeds. Keep stacking your silver. This is Prepping with Sarge.